The concept behind this guitar session is to work on finger picking or get you started with finger picking with a great guide for the picking hand or strumming hand, whichever what you want to think of it. So I'm going to use that infamous chord progression from the song Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd, which goes a bit like this when strummed. Now the idea is I want to show you how to be creative and use a song that is not fingerpicked and show you that it can still be that song and you can still make it your own by fingerpicking it your own way. It's still the same song, it doesn't make it wrong, you're just doing your own interpretation of it. And it also gets you used to fingerpicking. So in this concept, we're going to use these 3 fingers and the thumb. The only one we're not going to use is the little finger with this, and it's really easy to pick up. You can create loads of different exercises with this as well. So let's start off with that first chord from that chord progression, which is an E minor. Now I'm going to fret these, but I'm not actually going to pick them, the strings that these are on, probably at all, to be fair with you, but I can do if I want to. So the concept is that your 3 bass strings, your E, A and D string, your thumb will always control those. The G string will always be controlled by the first finger. The B string will always be controlled by the middle finger. And the high E string will always be controlled by the first finger. So you're going to end up with these always controlling these strings, and the thumb will always control these 3 strings. And to be fair, I could create a little pattern or exercise that works with that, where I just go thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, and then I could go back through the fingers, second finger, first finger, thumb. So, and I could, if I wanted to, I could also alternate the bass finger so it moves each time I repeat. I could go. And that'll work your muscle memory in itself. I could also change that about and do it where it goes thumb to first finger, thumb to second finger, thumb to third finger, so I end up with. And I could also move the thumb about as well. And play about with that. So the idea is, it doesn't matter how you pick them, as long as the ring finger lands on the high E string, the middle finger lands on the B string, and the first finger lands on the G string, and then the thumb operates the rest. So let your fingers move however they want, but just hit the bass note first. Make sure the bass is the first thing that you do. Create a little pattern to go with it. So if we think of this particular song, that's the pulse of the song. So as long as I'm working within that, so I could go. I could go. As long as I'm working within that pulse, it will give it a rhythm of some sort. Now, the one thing you do want to remember is how many strings each chord is. So that's an E minor, it's a 6-string chord. So the thumb can hit any of these bass strings. And the next chord after it is a G. So that is also a 6-string chord, so the thumb can hit any of these bass strings on the G. However, if you get a chord within a song that's a 5-string chord, you gotta make sure that the thumb only operates. So for instance, a C is a 5-string chord. The thumb only operates these 2. Basically, this string here, the low E string, completely forget about it for a 5-string chord. A minor, back back to a G, and I can use that string again now. Okay, so let's demonstrate what this, let's see what comes out basically for the song Wish You Were Here if I was fingerpicking it in some way, shape or form. So I'll do the little riff intro just so it kind of feels a bit more like the song, and then I'll start fingerpicking it. Then it switches to an A7 sus4, so which is a 5-string chord. So I've got to mute out this string, back to the E minor 6th string, so I can use that, back to the A7 sus4, back to G. Right, and you can simplify it as much as you want. If you sing over that, it will sound exactly like that song. You could make it it'll sound like the song. So the concept of this lesson on how to fingerpick is let these 3 fingers control the high strings. Don't let them switch to any other strings other than those, and let the thumb do the bass strings. That's it. That's all you need to do for the time being, and it'll last you as long as you need to do it. Like, that's the concept that I generally use when I'm gigging songs and I'm putting my own twist on it. I just do it that way. I ingrain it into my head that that's there, that's there, that's there. I don't need to switch this finger to this string and overcomplicate things and move that to there and etc, etc. Just make your life easy, keep it simple, and just control the strings that way, and finger picking will become natural to you, and you'll be using almost all of your fingers as well, as opposed to just like your thumb and one finger. You know, you're using more fingers, so it'll train all of them. I hope that guitar lesson helps you. Enjoy it. Let me know how you get on in the comments. If you could like the video, if it's helped you, subscribe to the channel. That helps me to keep creating more guitar lesson content and keep helping you and others like you to learn as well.